Shalom Akim,
With
Abashim
cameras mounted on a police
Shabbat
cruiser.
Bashim Kwakadash, double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Group and Stone who rule well, as well as the brothers in the book of Yabashim Shai, with all sincerity and diligence of mind, having the faith, on a high level. You gotta have faith in these last days, man, because this Edomite kingdom it's no joke, man. They need to have total control. So the video is saying now is just about Esau. He wants to
With
have
cameras mounted on a police cruiser.
What we're looking at is a license plate directly across the street, 131-9161.
Cops in San Leandro, California can capture and record license plates as they drive down any street. An efficient method to catch car thieves or pull over vehicles that show up in a criminal database.
With technology and with smart, good policing, it allows us to keep our public safe.
But when a local activist petitioned the police department and got a hold of the records on his car, he says he was stunned by what he saw.
Did you think it was a kid?
you'd be stunned the amount of information these Edomites have, especially their law enforcement agencies, their so-called intelligence community, what they have on the American people. In fact, folks around the world, man, because it's a society. It's a society also driven by information, man. The elites thrive on having information on everything that happens, So that's the only way one of the ways they could have control over the people. They have all this research for a reason, so that way they could hold on to the people's mind with, with all seriousness, man. They really pride themselves on having power over the people. They enjoy man control. They like to control generations and generations of people all over the world. They do it with their media, or they do it by violence, or they use their chemicals, or their so-called technologies to keep the people in check. But now that the word of Yabashim Shai is coming to pass, the prophecies, they're running scared now, man. You see all the articles about the elites fleeing, going into secluded locations to have some sort of sanity away from the people. But at the end of the day, man, it's all vanity, because their power structure is going to fall apart.
Case of Big Brother's gone too far?
Yeah, I do think Big Brother's gone too far because I have not been charged with, I'm not suspected of committing any crime.
Mike Katz-Lakabe found what he says is an egregious violation of privacy. 112 instances over 2 years where police just happened to get images of his car and more.
So this picture shows my car parked
So, okay, I can rewind that real quick.
Instances over 2 years where police pulled.
I'm not suspected of committing any crime.
Mike Katz-Lakabe found what he says is an egregious violation of privacy. 112 instances over 2 years where police just happened to get images of his car and more.
So this picture shows my car parked in the driveway of my house and very clearly shows my daughters and myself getting out of the car.
The license plate scanner is always on. Anytime a police officer drives the car, it's recording, storing license plates on its servers. In just a few minutes, we watch the system record hundreds of plates. Police say the data can later be accessed to solve crimes. Everything from following leads on Amber Alerts to collecting unpaid tickets.
So all this, had to take place because some Edomite elites or the elites, they let that legislation, be passed so that way they could track people's movements, where they've been, who they've talked to. They record all, phone calls, and then the corporations make a deal with the governments so they can be sued by the American people, because it's messed up, man. And whatever corporation decides not to go along with the plan, they're going to get blacklisted. So that's exactly what's been going on so far. It's not just a collection of license plates, man. It's not just recording of phone calls, people's medical visits, insurance plans, DMV records, You know, your cell phone bills, your spending habits, your online browsing patterns, you know, where you spend your money. You know, so many things, man. You know, they track everywhere you go to, man. So that's how messed up ESAU'S structure is, man. You know, it's a structure built on paranoia. You know, these elites are paranoid, man. They want to have total control. They want to have access to all information, man. You know, and the only information that they really pride, I mean, that they really pride themselves that they to hold on to is that birthright, man. You know, the struggle to overcome the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. They want to overcome that, man. They want to overcome that hurdle. So you know, when the men of the law put these videos up, they get terrified, man. So they're gonna do their best to try to stop the men of the law from speaking the words of Yahweh Shema Shai. You know, and the elites, they gather so much information on the chariots of the Lord. You know, they have the telescopes, they have the satellites, you know, and they develop all types of weapons just to prepare against the Lord, you know, but they're gonna fail miserably. So just let you know, man, these Edomites, man, especially the elites and their peons that run these government agencies and corporations, they all, you know, they all want to be at the top forever, man. But the Most High's not going to let that happen. So I'm going to play the video and then I get some precepts.
Katz Lakabe says a line has clearly been crossed.
Innocent people should not have their records being stored by law enforcement.
Law enforcement, though, has wholeheartedly embraced this technology. More than a third of large police agencies are using automated plate readers, according to a 2010 study by George Mason University. There are 3 cameras on the roof, one on the left, one on the right, and one on the side. They capture plates instantaneously. Those plates are then cross-checked against suspect vehicles. So if a car comes across as being stolen, the officer will be instantly alerted.
High alert.
It's not that data collection is bad, critics say, but it's that departments keep the information on file, sometimes for months, sometimes for years. Every department has its own policy. San Leandro, for instance, keeps its data for a year.
Once they have the location of your plate and where you were on that date and time that they scanned your plate, they can see where you work, who you associate with, where you pray, where you're going to the doctor, and they can learn quite a lot about you.
In order to have a discussion about something like this, people have to know what's happening.
This here is an infrared camera.
Police tell us that technology is only beneficial against crime suspects. But in this new era of digital rights and privacy, some say there needs to be more transparency and limit.
It's all a big excuse, man. You know, only against crime suspects. Almost everything in this society is a crime, man. You know, preaching the word of the word of Yahweh Shema Shai on the highways and byways, uploading videos online. You know, they see it as a crime. That's why, you know, they're taking down brothers' videos, they're blocking their channels, preventing brothers from live streaming. You know, so they all deem that it's a crime what you're doing, man. You know, see all brothers talking about strikes to their pages and videos by YouTube or whatever. So just let you know, man, how, you know, how far the you know, the elites, man, how you know, allowing, you know, their presence to be felt. You know, so it's all a front, man. It's all a front, you know, because they're gonna come against the people. You know, they're gonna use this information against the people. They can't deny it. So even ICE has access to this information. You know, they say they want to start tracking folks that are here in the nation illegally, things like that. You know, so it's all smoke and mirrors. England has the same issue too. You know, cameras everywhere. So surveillance state is here. You know, these Edomites, man, they're paranoid to the bone, and they're tired of being falling to the side, man, because they can't handle losing, man. They're losing. That's why they're angry. You know, they're going out of control. You know, start attacking Jakes, making all kinds of phone calls that are irrelevant. You know, they can't hold a decent conversation without messing things up. So the world is basically tired of these Edomites, man. And just let this video go and then bring us some precepts. So this is Revelation chapter 12, verse 11 says, "And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death, unto the death." So, the elect will have faith in Yahweh Shai, that the courage which they need to face the difficulties in the society will be beneficial to them, man, because you need to have courage in Yahweh Shai to be able to withstand the attacks of the devil, the attacks of this Edomite society, man. Because this elites, they're pissed off. You got scoffers, you got trolls, you got all types of retarded people that do not understand that the end of Babylon is here, the end of America is coming, the end of the EU, the rulership of the heathen is over. Then verse 12 says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time." So all this information that he's gathering from his surveillance cameras, audio recordings, and everything, that's what he's going to use to crack down on the people. They just don't send their troops or their agents to places ignorantly. They give them a briefing. All of a sudden, they get in their armored personal carriers. They send their agents out there, and then before you know it, hear a knock on the door, middle of the night or during the daytime. You hear a battering ram. So that's what they use, man. They use that information. All right. So I get the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28, verse 3. It says, "Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee." So all that information they gather from their cameras, license plates, whatever, it captures images of people too, man. The cell phone companies have that information, where people's been, because that information is stored. So that information could always be packaged up and sent to whoever has the authority, to use it. They use it to solve crimes, but at the same time, it's what they also use to track people. So it's just letting you know that ESAU'S society is a society that uses surveillance heavily. They want that total control at all times. They can't afford to lose a grip. All right. This is Psalms chapter 64. This is 5 and 6. "They encourage themselves in an evil matter." All right. "They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them?" So all these politicians, all these think tanks, they're the ones that come up with all these policies and legislation to make this surveillance state possible, man. They're always crafty when it comes to destroying people, man. They do it steadily, gradualism. Cell phones at one point in time, you could take the battery out, but now you could barely open up a cell phone and take out the battery. You could fix your own computer without any headache. But now it's so much headaches, man. Irrelevant stuff. They have to call the company to get access so you could fix your own stuff yourself. They don't like that. They want total control. They want to be able to fix your stuff on their own terms. That idea of being independent, they don't want that. They want people to be dependent on the system. And when you start preaching that the folks can't depend on the government anymore, all of a sudden they deem you a terrorist. They call you all sorts of names. They start to attack you online, start to harass you. They start to, attack you physically. So that's just how messed up it's gonna get here in America, man. Then verse 6 says they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thoughts of every one of them, and the heart is deep. So it's messed up, man. Whether it's the elites here in America, in Europe, Africa, Asia, the Middle East, they're all paranoid, man. They're always gonna do whatever they can to silence the people. They throw folks in jail, execute people that they see that causing obstacles to their dominion, to their rulership. It's messed up, man. So the lawyer Bashim al-Shai is going to turn these elites, man, into slaves, man. They're going to go into captivity, all right, and they're going to be ashamed, all right. So this is Job chapter 5. I'm going to start from verse 11. It says, give me 1 second. I'll try to start from verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. All right, so all these plans that elites are having, man, is going to be messed up by the Most High. It's always some little thing the Most High would do. All of a sudden, everything that these elites have been building up is going to start falling apart. They start to turn against each other. The police officer don't want to enforce all these draconian laws anymore because he sees his family falling victim to the same old shit. So it's messed up, And then verse 13 says, "It taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong," man. So all these ideas that Esau always want to put out there, the people look at it, they start to chew on it, they think it's good for them, and then they start acting all stupid and feel that sense of entitlement. They start vandalizing private businesses because they weren't happy with the with the menu. So it's messed up how the society is. And the Lord is destroying it, man, because these people are bugging out because they have already hearkened unto the philosophies of these so-called white men. All right. So Revelation chapter 12 verse 12 lets you know, man, this information that these Edomites have, man, they're going to use it to destroy a lot of people. So you can imagine, man, how messed up it's going to be when all hell breaks loose, man. Folks can no longer get their money from the banks no more, and they're going to start controlling the people. They're going to start squeezing them in. The people will feel as if the walls are closing in on them. The stock markets will crash. So the elites have already planned this ahead, decades ahead. They already have their contingency plans. They have their backup plans. So whatever the Most High has put in their mind to do, that's what they're going to do. And they can't resist it, man. No one has resisted the will of Yahweh Shem Shai. Only the elect will be able to get deliverance, man. But if every other person else is just going to suffer, suffer unto death or suffer into captivity. So the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai is in control. All this bad news you keep on hearing on TV is all parts of prophecy. So Akim, don't lose faith, man. You just gotta go through the storm. All right. So Kahala Ya Bashim Shai, Bashim Rakakadash, the bonus and South elders and apostles of Wilkinston who rule well. Akim, stay faithful, stay humble, man, because we're going through some dark times. Shalom.